Ladies and gentlemen, if you change the way you think, your life changes. Said it in there. When you change what you look at, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So I start these calls every single time, right? We talk about this. It's all up here. It's not external. You think you want the things out there to change. You want that person to change. You want that circumstance to change. You want your situation to change in a certain way. Understand that if you want those things to change, you have to start looking at those things differently, which means it starts with how you think. This is always the reminder, but you have to get this through your head, right? Like we've created the lives that we have through the way we think, because the way we think leads to our actions and to our beliefs. That's really what happens, right? I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, just literally just yesterday, 2 days ago actually, on Wednesday. I was having this conversation, person going through some trials and some struggles with their child, and basically we got to a place where it was like the thing that actually is running you is fear. And the fear that runs you is causing you to make these decisions or not make these decisions. But these are emotional things that we go through that we have to be able to attack to be able to change our outcomes, right? So if we change our thinking, we can change our life. Some big things in there, like people's opinion of you doesn't matter. You should all know that by now, right? What someone else thinks of you has no bearing on who you are or where you're going or what you're doing. So that's important to remember. Another thing in there, guard your heart, right? That's scriptural. Guard your heart, right? For what comes in basically is what's going to flow out. So if you don't have love and peace and joy and happiness and all those things inside of you, it's really hard to give that to another person. It's really hard to have that happen. If you have fear and doubt and worry and insecurities and depressions and all these things, these are the things that start to come out, but you get to control those emotions. We control our emotions, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you got to know. You control these things. A part of you actually being able to experience the life that you want, you have to develop some emotional intelligence. I know we hear this word a lot. I know we hear this saying a lot, right? We have to develop this emotional intelligence, but this is where it matters. It matters when you're going after designing your ideal life. It matters in the situations that are going to present themselves to you on this road to getting to the life that you want, right? You have to make sure that you are constantly focused on your mental state, your emotional intelligence, your capacity to handle the things that are coming up for you, right? Remember, life is not what happens to you, right? It's how you respond to that. We will all go through similar things in this experience we call life. We will all go through varying degrees, but very similar things. We will go through pain and hurt and loss. We'll go through joy and lots of, happiness and ecstasy and those things. Like we'll all experience similar things. It's not about what you go through. It's about how you respond to that thing, how you respond to that thing. I always think, and I never remember this guy's name, but he's like a motivational speaker that like has no limbs, right? He's got like no legs, no arms or something, and he's a motivational speaker. He inspires other people, and he has no limbs. Classic example of it's not what you go through, it's how you respond to it. There's someone else out there that got one leg amputated and they are miserable for the rest of their life. Yet there's a guy out here that has no limbs, no arms, no legs, and is actually motivating and inspiring other people to go live their life. Two similar circumstances, how they respond to it makes all the difference. So if you want to get to the life that you deserve, ladies and gentlemen, we got to grow this emotional intelligence. In the text, the 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class, it says here the world class develops emotional intelligence. Here's what it says. It says the middle class believes formal education is the most important key to success. Yet studies show a person's level of emotional intelligence is far more significant. I just want to stop there really quick because this is what plagues our society. I've had numerous conversations. You guys know I'm in the money business, right? I talk to a lot of people about things. I've had numerous conversations with people that are lacking some emotional intelligence. They're lacking the ability to tap into, right, why they have fears or why they have doubts as to the reason why their life is not where they want to be, yet they're conditioned to just go back to school to get another degree. And I'm like, that's not going to help you. What we need to do is we need to get on our personal development journey, not the school development, right? Not education. You need personal development in your life. You need to learn how to get into better environments and consume better things and all of those types of things, right? That is what you have to do. Thank you, Robert. Nick Vucic. Yeah, it's in there. Anyway, the guy's name is Nick, the paraplegic dude. Anyways, understand this is a big plague of the middle class. So it says the world class places a high value on their ability to influence other people through their charm, charisma, and emotional maturity. While the masses appeal to logic, the world class realizes human beings are emotionally driven creatures who respond far better to emotionally charged words, gestures, and actions. Champions place relationships above all else in their interactions with others. The middle class goes to great lengths to deny emotion is the root of their habits, actions, and behaviors, although the evidence clearly shows emotional creatures operate primarily from emotion. The masses believe their decisions are almost always grounded in logic and fact. The great ones know people buy with emotion and justify with logic. This one difference in philosophy has a tremendous impact on the results of the two groups realize, as well as on their corresponding approach to self-improvement. The middle class chases more formal education. The world class seeks to improve their level of emotional intelligence by studying human behavior and its impact on the people around them. Champions are always studying emotional intelligence topics such as psychology, sociology, philosophy, self help, spirituality, and etiquette. It propels their emotional and interpersonal skills, and as a result, their success and fulfillment. Emotional intelligence is actually what we need more of. How much have you studied psychology, sociology, philosophy, self-help, spirituality? Like how much is are you ingrained in this to understand how people operate, which will help you understand how you operate? How many of us have gone again? Therapy is great. Why? Because it gives you language to your emotions. If you have a very good therapist, what'll happen is, yes, they're not going to fix you. Nothing external can fix you. But what will happen is because they've studied humans, right? They've studied the mind. They understand, right, how as emotional creatures we behave. When you sit in front of a therapist, and you have emotions and feelings, you start saying things that they can connect and give you language to help you understand why you are the way you are, why you operate in the way you do, why you can't seem to get over this hump, why you can't seem to, right, get to your success. Like whatever it is, we got to be able to know that it's an emotional thing. It's something inside of us that we have to learn how to put words to in order to understand ourselves to really become the best version of ourselves. If that's the goal, right? If the goal is to become the highest, grandest expression of yourself, the best version of yourself, then you have to tap into knowing you. You have to be emotionally intelligent. It's not formal education. It's not the degree. It's not anything that you think you can go off and get that's going to change your life. It is you learning you and becoming better in the ways that you react to things, in the way that you view things, in right your communication ability, in the way you allow people to trigger you or impact your life. That's how we get better. We are emotional creatures. So everything we do, ladies and gentlemen, everything you do is trying to fill some emotional need. That's really it. Our habits, our actions, all those things come back to filling some form of an emotional need. So we have to be aware of these things if we really want to go off and design our ideal life. It's not the easy things. It's not those things. We really have to get to the root. We have to get to the root of why we behave in the way that we behave. And we got to know that the root of it, like it says here, the root of it, it comes from some emotion. And sometimes we're just not emotionally intelligent enough to identify it and then to react differently or to experience something different. So this is the work we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. This is the work. Again, I'm always going to give you the tips, the tools, the resources, the things you need to really get your life to the next level. Whether it's in your financial life, whether it's in your health life, spiritual life, whether it's in your relationships. Because in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, relationships are the thing that will either take us away from or get us closer to our destiny. The people you surround yourself with, the relationships. Every once in a while, with my like accountability guys, right, that we go through some health things. We challenge ourselves, right? Right now, we're in another challenge, right, where we're fasting a bunch of things. But these are a group of guys that we continue to hold ourselves accountable, hold each other accountable. Every once in a while, we'll go through a challenge, and we're dealing specifically with health. We're dealing with what we're consuming, what we're eating, how we're moving our body, all of those things. But there's once in a while there's something on the list that we have to do that says repair a broken relationship. And when we first started this, we're always like, this has nothing to do with health, right? Like, why are we doing this? And it's because the things like you're harboring anger, harboring, right, resentment, harboring things inside of you, those emotions affect your health. They affect your body. They actually fully affect like how you're able to operate. When people are, you've heard it, when people are overly stressed, it affects their health, right? That so we have to learn that all these things are correlated. If you are, and I think they said it in the video, like you can't give what you don't have, right? So you can't give love and all these things if you're harboring anger and hate and resentment and all of those and regret and all those things. You can't give anything different than that. So we have to clear that up within inside of us. No one outside of you can clear any of those things up. That's you learning to be emotionally intelligent, learning to be able to tap in to really why you're operating in the way you're operating, ladies and gentlemen. And here's a great whatever they call it, right? Symbol, right? Analogy, I guess, of this. Emotion and logic have an inverse relationship. I always remember this. I remember this from a sales side of things. If any of you are ever in a sales position, always remember emotion and logic have an inverse relationship. The higher your emotion goes, the lower your logic goes. The lower your emotion goes, the more your logic can go up. So because we're emotional creatures and we typically raise our level of emotion around things that are important to us, our logic actually goes down. Your ability to get emotionally intelligent and learn how to curtail your emotions, learn how to control your emotions, and lower your emotions in these situations will allow your logic to go up, which will allow you to think clearer, which will allow you to become different, get different outcomes, and ultimately change your life. As emotion goes up, logic goes down. Always remember that. So if emotion goes down, logic goes up. It's important. This quote says the secret of success is not what they taught you in school. What matters most is not IQ, not a business school degree, not even technical know-how or years of experience. The single most important factor in job performance and advancement is emotional intelligence. I would say the single most factor in your life performance, in how you perform in your relationships, in your health, in your spiritual life, in your finance, in all the things, it comes down to your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. The action step for today says develop your emotional intelligence. Start by rating yourself on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being the highest, of how emotionally intelligent you are right now. How emotionally intelligent are you? Are we very high emotion and very low logic when that time comes? Maybe not all the time, but when that time comes, when that button gets pushed, when that thing you were thinking about triggers you, right? Are your emotions super high in this? Or can we keep our emotions low? Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the keys of how you get to that ideal life. These are some of the things you're going to have to learn how to do. It's no longer about your IQ and what you know. It's about how you're able to manage and deal with yourself, your own emotions. the emotions of those around you. This is what separates people because, again, the life you're asking for is going to require you to build your capacity to handle that life. You want a big life, meaning you want to have all the things. Well, you got going to have to grow to have the capacity to handle a big life. And these are the ways that we do it, y'all. Okay. I love you guys. I want y'all to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. They're counting on you. They're counting on you to get this information and apply this information. The reason why I know they're counting on you is because they're not on these calls. They're not here. They're off doing their other things, right? So you got to make sure you are taking in this information, applying it in your life, doing the hard things so that you can go off and design this ideal life. Not only will you feel great about it, but the people around you will thank you for it forever that you're doing the hard work. Enjoy your Friday. Go out, do something that scares you this weekend. See you back here on Monday. Take care, y'all.